In October 2018, a young man named Jordan Grider ventured into the Minnesota wilderness of Bandery Waters Preserve. He wanted to challenge himself and experience a winter alone in the wilderness. Later, his car would be found near the trailhead, and he himself would disappear. The incident proved a bit mysterious at every turn. He was an experienced outdoorsman and could easily escape into the woods at any time and live there for weeks. It was a lifestyle he had come to love. He had 5 brothers who led a more traditional lifestyle, while Jordan increasingly preferred life away from civilization. Prior to 2018, he had spent the last 10 to 12 years in the woods, so he certainly knew how to take care of himself while alone in the wilderness. In 2018, he decided to head north from New Mexico and live in the wilderness, somewhere near water. He chose the Minnesota forests of Bandery Waters, a good choice, as it has numerous ponds and lakes. In early October, Jordan reached Minnesota. He parked his pickup truck and went into the woods to look for a campsite. On October 8th, he sent his family a photo of a lake near the campsite. This was the last message from Jordan. On October 9th, he went to the store, as evidenced by a receipt found in his car. Sometime after October 10th, Forest Service agents discovered Jordan's pickup truck obstructing access. They decided to tow it to a parking lot near the entrance to the Sue Hassler Trail. On October 22nd, a search began for Jordan to check on his well-being. He had not contacted his family for some time. The problem was that no one knew the location of his campsite. Hampered the search. And the remoteness of the area also, consequently, the search was suspended. Several months later, on April 5th, 2019, Forest Service agents discovered Jordan's campsite. The group contacted the county sheriff's office to update them on Jordan Grider. They reported finding clothing and other items near the campsite, but Jordan himself was not there. The discovery was made near the Sue Hassler Trail. Arriving officers found Jordan's pickup truck parked near the trailhead. Inside the truck were several large trash bags. They then snowmobiled to Jordan's campsite. Upon arrival, they began photographing the campsite. At that point, they weren't sure whether it was a crime scene or not. The first discovery was a dark piece of fabric that appeared to be part of a torn sleeping bag. They believed it had blood on it. They also found the sleeping bag cover north of the campsite. There was grass underneath the cover, indicating it had been there before the winter snowfall. South of the campsite, they found a torn jacket. There was also grass underneath the jacket. The campsite itself was unremarkable. Instead of a tent, a green tarp hung between the trees. Beneath the tarp was a hammock, also tied between 2 trees. Under the tarp and hammock lay a large pile of camping gear and other belongings. Alarmingly, the hammock was covered in dried blood. Inside the hammock was a Beretta pistol. It was loaded and the safety was on. Officers noted several bloodstains on the inside of the tarp. There was also blood on a sleeping bag. Among the items found were a notebook, a GoPro action camera, a black wallet, a driver's license in the name of Jordan Grider, a black hat with bloodstains, and a blue inflatable pillow with blood on it. Despite the bloodstained items found, Jordan Grider was not found. Police then decided that A thorough search of the area would be more effective once the snow had completely melted. On April 25, 2019, during a renewed search near the camp, 10 bones were found, including vertebrae, a femur, and possibly a forearm. Were also found at the camp. Scraps of clothing, a gun holster, and Jordan's cell phone. 2 more bones were later found by sniffer dogs near the scene. All items were collected and bagged. The bones were turned over to the forensic examiner. Jordan's cell phone was analyzed, revealing that his last messages were sent on October 9, 2019. There was nothing in the messages that indicated Jordan needed help. In family group chats, he wrote that he had purchased a large supply of beans and was ready to spend the winter at the camp. The last image on the phone was a photograph of a pond, which he sent to his family. On May 31, 2019, police met with Jordan's family to return some items found at the camp and also take some belongings. DNA samples were taken for comparison with the recovered bones. On August 21, 2020, DNA analysis confirmed that the remains found were indeed those of Jordan Grider. There are several main theories about Jordan's death. Jordan's family believes a wolf attack may have been the cause of death. Jordan's mother, Rebecca Grider, said, "I'm pretty sure they him in his sleep that first night." That's what she posted on Facebook. While wolf tracks and scat were found at the campsite, evidence at the site doesn't support that theory. His campsite was undamaged. Key evidence is that most of the blood was found inside the hammock. Additionally, the tarp and hammock were virtually undamaged and there were no signs of a wolf struggle, let alone a wolf pack. Wolf expert Thomas Gabel said the chances of wolves attacking a person are extremely slim. Wolves tend to avoid people because they have an innate fear of people. Since there were no rips or tears in either the hammock or tarp, he decided it was unlikely a pack of wolves attacked Griller while he was in the hammock. Gabel expected there to be more obvious signs of a struggle at the scene of a wolf kill, and the disorder will be even more noticeable. If they kill someone, then the place where the blood remains looks very chaotic. In addition, in Gomac there was a loaded Beretta pistol with 2 magazines, which was not used. If we are talking about a wolf attack, then most likely it happened after Jordan's death. The second version is an accident. During the investigation, Rebecca showed a video that was published on Jordan's YouTube channel. In it, he is shaving his beard with a folding knife. She said that Jordan always kept his knives sharp, and suggested that this could be the cause of the incident, since he could accidentally cut an artery while shaving. This could explain the presence of blood at the campsite. But all the knives found were in sheaths and there were no traces of blood on them. Some people on the internet suggested that it was a Bigfoot attack, but investigators did not even consider this version. The main mystery in this case is that there is no body. It was only a few bones were found, some of them broken. No large bones were found, not a pelvis, not an oar cage, not a skull. They were most likely carried off by wild animals. Based on all the evidence found at the scene, as well as the family's testimony, investigators concluded that the death was not foul play and the case was closed. The exact cause of death remained undetermined,